Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Big ups to that 501 and that 317, man. Little Rock, Indianapolis. We are in the building. What up, what up, what up, people? Let me get on this side right quick. Get on my good side right quick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, got a little news from the boxing world. You know how it go. Bob Arum sat down with Ring TV. I think it was one of the old school interviews, like through a magazine. I don't know if it was a phone interview or not, but it might have been a phone interview since all this coronavirus and shit going on. And he talked about the possibility of Kell Brook facing Terence Crawford in the near future. I mean, that's a fight that's kind of intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook had a fight with Earl Spence where he gave Earl Spence pretty much all he could handle. But before we get into the past fight history and all that, I'm gonna give you the direct quote from the one and only Bob Arum. Let me go out to the, you know what I'm saying? Gotta go out to the thing right quick. Bang, bang. There we go. I already got it set up for you guys, man. You know how we do. Bob Arum sat down with Michael Woods, so big ups to Michael Woods over there at Ring TV. Also, Michael Woods got his own podcast. You know what I'm saying? Talk boxing, talk box or something like that with Michael Woods. So big ups to my guy Woodsy. I do frequent a lot of your content. Let's see. We see. We talked about Tyson Fury, but that's not what we want to talk about. Here we go. We're looking to the fall, and he's talking about the fall for the Fury and Wilder thing, so we can expect that fight in the fall. I've been in contact with Al Heyman. We're working on a third fight, the trilogy, and we're both on the same page. We realize what the situation is, so that's good news for the Wilder and Fury trilogy. Both guys are on the same page, so let's get to the pound for pound, in my opinion, the pound for pound best fighter in the world, Terence Crawford. Also, Woodsy said Aaron has kept a social distancing protocol in his mind and worked the phone to chat with his A grade welterweight from Nebraska, the illest nigga in Nebraska. I had a nice conversation with Terence Crawford about his future. He's gotten some exposure on ESPN. They played a couple of his fights. He is raring to go. So are all of my guys. I guess that Kell Brook will come to the I guess he meant forefront, as next for Bud when the pandemic dust is settled. Now, with the whole pandemic and the whole coronavirus, we don't know when any of this sporting events will come back. But what I can say, I'm happy that it seems like Bob Arum has been in contact with Kell Brook handlers. I think that's still Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? I know Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook are like not on paper, but I know that Kell Brook has a working partnership with Eddie Hearn. So that's good to hear that Kell Brook has come to the forefront. And I know a lot of guys are out there like skeptical, but like Mike, Kell Brook, like bruh, his last 4 or 5 fights, he only fought one time. He only fought one time at 147. So how can we take him seriously as being a guy that can beat Terence Crawford when he ain't fought at the weight since the Errol Spence fight? I mean, let's go back at it. His 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to 6. His last 6 fights, he only fought at welterweight twice. He fought a guy in Kevin Bizier, who I think he already beat once or something like that. Let me see. Got Kevin Bizier on the thing twice. Nah, he ain't beat him. He only beat him once. So Kevin Bizier, he was probably just known for defending his title. After that, he dared to be great. He wanted to be goddamn me Superman. Got his motherfucking eye busted trying to be Superman too. He went up there and fought Gennady Golovkin. At that point in time, Gennady was feared. Let's be real. This is 2016. Canelo wasn't raring to go into the Gennady Golovkin fight. he was still fighting at 155 Canelo weight or Cotto weight, whatever you want to call it. And Gennady Golovkin, man, Kell Brook went up there and shit, he said, "I'm there to be great," and he got in that fight, and he was good. He had some success on Gennady Golovkin, but the age old story and the age old seeing how it goes, a good big man would beat a great little man. And at that point in time, I think you can say that Gennady was a great big man, and maybe Kell Brook was a great little man. And if that's the case, then the bigger man should always prevail. Then Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying, took about, what would he take? 8 months off. Had to get his eye healed, you know what I'm saying, had to get that metal plate inserted in his eye. Then he went right into another killer. He went right into another young, up and coming contender who was hungry, who was raring to go, in Errol Spence Jr. He was in Sheffield. He was at home. Errol Spence Jr. came over there, and those guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched that fight in a while, go back and watch it. That fight is very, very entertaining. Both guys put in blood, sweat, and tears. And Errol Spence just outwilled him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like Kell Brook wasn't having some success in that fight. Errol Spence just pretty much bit down on his gum shield, started going to the body. You know what I'm saying? Some people say some of those blows were straying low, but at the end of the day, Errol Spence Jr. went over to England and got the job done. Then Kell Brook took about 10 months off. He took 10 months off. He went out, got his other orbital bone broken in that Errol Spence fight. And then he had to get that heel. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he had to enjoy some of that money that he just made back to back. He did a pay-per-view with Gennady Golovkin, made about $4 million, I think. And then another pay-per-view with Errol Spence. So, you know, he made maybe another meal or two. So he had to sit back and maybe enjoy some of that money, you know what I'm saying? Get his eye fixed. And he came back in March of 2018 and fought Rabchenka at 154 for the WBC silver title. Yeah, I mean, he did his thing. Look, he went out there and got a KO of Rabchenka. I mean, he wasn't a guy that anything to write home about, but it was a new weight at him. It was a new division for him at 154, and he went in and got the job done. Then he went in against a guy named Michael Zafara, the former, you know what I'm saying? People say he used to shake some ass out here and shit. I don't know. I ain't never seen him stripping, so I ain't gonna call the man a stripper. But they said he was a stripper. But anyway, Kell Brook went out there and got a unanimous decision. And I think in that fight, in the Zafara fight, even though Zafara was not highly, you know what I'm saying, like regarded and not like a highly touted a contender, but you know what I'm saying, he's proven over the time to be a tough guy. You know what? Fuck this shit. God damn it. Got my whole thing dropping. Yeah, but he proved to be a very, very tough guy. I'm doing a little remodeling right now. I got some things coming. Got poster coming for this wall. Then I got a poster coming for the back wall. Got some more sound pads coming. So we're gonna get it right, man. Right now I have to do a little remodeling. You know what I'm saying? Your boy had to do a little remodeling out here. But we back at it. So Zafara came through, right? Proved to be a very, very tough opponent, and even proved to be maybe a little bit more than a tough opponent, because he got a victory over Jeff Horn at 160 that he was able to knock out. But Jeff Horn came back like the goddamn dog that he is. He came back like the motherfucking dog that he is, and he was able to beat Michael Zafara in the rematch. But back to Kell Brook. So when that happened in December of 2018, Kell Brook took the whole year off. I'm just trying to give you the detail on what Kell Brook did and why I think it's still a good fight at 147.4. Took the whole year off. In 2019, did not fight. Came back and fought Mark DeLuca in February of this year. Got a KO over Mark DeLuca at super welterweight. But in my opinion, like when you're looking at the guys like Julian Williams, Jamal Charlo, Jared Hurd, Yesin Rosario, Gallimore, I mean, my guy named Lara, And you got the guy who fought Laura. You got a draw with him who's mandatory for Patrick Texera. He's a big one. Brian Castellano. Like, these guys are not small 154s. And Kell Brook, even though he's a big 147, that's not gonna make him a average size 154. Like, these guys are damn near 6 feet. They walk. Tony Harrison 6'1". Like, so these are some big 154s. In my humble opinion, I don't think 154 is the right weight for Kell Brook. I think 147 is the right weight for him. I think long as he has discipline and he stays off the fucking chocolate brownies and shit, he can make weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we seen Kell Brook in between fights, and sometimes he blows up. He blows up a lot. It's not like the guy is all. Look, I'm not gonna say that he's not always in the gym, but from the pictures that I've seen and just revisit history, he's not a gym warrior. He maybe goes hard when he goes to camp, but in between that time, I have seen Kell Brook blow up. Real quick, I wanted to go over to Terence Crawford right quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to give y'all like the background of what Terence been doing at 147. And don't forget, like Terence is I know he's big now, but he started at 135. I mean, he's not the biggest welterweight out there. You know what I'm saying? His frame is not the biggest. His nigga middle name is Allen. I ain't know that shit, boy. Yo, Allen. No, I'm fucking with you. He made his welterweight debut in 2018 with a TKO over Jeff Horn, then defending that belt against Jose Benavidez Jr., and then defeated Amir Khan, and then stopped Egis Kabalowskis. In that Jeff Horn fight, that Jeff Horn win is looking better and better by the day. Jeff Horn got a victory at 160. Now he's coming back down to 154. He should never been at 160 in my opinion, but Jeff Horn is one of the only current fighters to hold a win over Manny Pacquiao. And that's saying a lot, man. That's a legend right there. I know some people say that win is tainted, that win is not valid. Look, man, it was a referee in the ring with 3 judges. They all went for Jeff Horn. They went back and rewatched the fight. Watched it again 2 times. Like AJ say, 2 times? And still gave it to Jeff Horn. So at the end of the day, man, what you want to say? What you want Jeff Horn to do? You want to give him the belt back? I've seen robberies before. Don't get it twisted. I've seen robberies before. I wouldn't necessarily call that a robbery. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even use robbery when I'm describing that fight. Let me get back to something real quick. Because I'm glad I thought about it. Because this was on my brain. This was on my brain. Let me take me off the screen right quick. Do you see how Terence Crawford is looking at that boy? Man, if that ain't a goddamn a wolf in sheep clothing, I don't know what is. He is literally smiling at the thought, at the concept of even the possibility of fighting this man. You know Kell Brook been out there talking. You know Kell Brook said he wanted to shot at the belt. He wanted to come get it. We ain't ducking and dodging no phase. If he wanted, look at these teeth, my nigga. I'm smiling. He can get it. That's the mindset that all boxers should have, man. That's the mindset of a killer right there, man. He ain't ducking and dodging no phase, man. He sent Danny Garcia off. And that's what we heard. Nothing back. Nothing. Sean Porter said, hey, he want the Errol Spence rematch. I don't know, Sean. Look here, Sean. Maybe Sean don't want to have back-to-back losses to the best welterweights in the division. Maybe he want to get a couple wins and get his cachet back. I can't blame him for that. I don't think he lost the Errol Spence fight. That's just my humble opinion, you know what I'm saying? I think that knockdown played a pivotal role in that judging, but I thought Sean Porter was, the way he was moving, the way he was controlling the ring, he was doing great in there. And I thought Errol Spence got away with a lot of, I ain't gonna say a lot, but he got away with his fair share of low blows in that fight. I'm just saying. But anyway, you see this man? That's the mark of a killer right there, man. If you don't know what a killer is, I'm gonna show you one right here. Look at that man's eyes, man. Eyes right at him. Look at that man. Look at his physique. You know what I'm saying? He in shape. He ready. Kell Brook, no man. Because that's what this fight would be. It would be the UK versus America. You know what I'm saying? It would be Kell Brook trying to come back and get that belt back for his country. But a lot of people out here talking, man. Who is the best welterweight in the world right now? And Sean Porter, you better get that belt back to Errol Spence because you just lost it. Is it Danny Garcia? I don't know how many votes Danny will get. I'm sure he'll get some, but I don't think he would be in the top three in my opinion. Is it Keith one time a year fighting Thurman? Always injured Thurman. And it's not his fault that he's always injured. You know what I'm saying? Some people body break down more than others. You know what I'm saying? Some people need rehabilitation when they have these kind of injuries. So there's no fault to him. But at the end of the day, you can't be a player fighting once a year. You can't be a player in the division being always injured. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, but we all know one of the best abilities in sport is availability. And if you're not available to fight, we can't really classify you as being that top dog. Sean Porter, boy, you got a good case for top three, ain't gonna lie to you. You got a good case for top three, but you probably fall out the short end and make them a foe because of your loss to Earl Spence, because of your loss to Keith Thurman. Both close fights. Even had a close fight with Ugas that I thought Ugas won. Had a close fight with Danny Garcia, but I thought you nudged it a little bit. But you probably right on the number 4 range. You're not top 3 yet. Kavalauskas, yeah. You go fight Danny Garcia and let's see who wins that fight. That'd be a good little scrap right there. You go fight Danny Garcia, Kavalauskas versus Danny Garcia. Let's see who wins that fight. Well, that fight probably never happened because Mauricio did come out and say Danny Garcia is the number 1. He's the mandatory. So he'll probably likely be fighting Errol Spence. And we got Kvartotulov and Sergey Lipinets going to be fighting for the right to fight Errol Spence for the IBF mandatory position. So a lot of things happening, man, once this coronavirus gets done. Manny Pacquiao. Pac-Man. Is he top? Is he the top dog? He got the longest resume, the deepest resume, the most big-time victories. Just coming off a big-time victory against Keith one-time Thurman. Is he a top dog? A lot of people might say he is. A lot of people who go off legacy, who go off with what you've done, who go off what you accomplished, might say that he is. I'm not one of those people. I got Manny Pacquiao as being the 3rd best welterweight right now in the sport of boxing. And this one might shock you guys. Even though I think Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world, even though I think Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence, even though I think Terence Crawford is pound for pound number 1, I got him as being the number 2 best welterweight in the world. And it's no fault to his. It's no fault to him at all. He's only been at welterweight 4 fights. Even though they all been knockouts, they all been impressive. He got the win over Jeff Horn, which looks better by the day. But I'm of the mindset, man. I'm of the mindset. I cannot put you above a unified champion in your division if you're not showing me that. The only reason I put Wilder over AJ because we seen AJ lose. We seen AJ take that loss, so I was just like, nah, bro, he ain't beating Wilder fighting like that. Even though AJ got his belts back and became 2-time champion with 3 different belts, 4 if you count the IBO, which I do. I couldn't necessarily put him over Wilder because I seen what Wilder has done in the sport. I seen his reign. You know what I'm saying? From the Fury when he won his belts versus Vlad to now. His reign was just cut a little bit short, but we will rise again and we will be back. But this is another story for another day. When I look at Errol Spence, man, being unified champion, being Big EJ, talking this shit that he talked, I would have to say that right now, being the unified champion, you would have to say that Earl Spence is the number one welterweight in the division. But that does not mean he's going to beat Terence Crawford. That does not mean that I am picking him to beat Terence Crawford. No, sir, Bob. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. When those two guys fight and finally get in the ring, you know where I stand. I've been called all kind of Bud uh, 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 enthusiast names. You know what I'm saying? They call me Lady Bud for a little while. They called me the motherfucking Bud Father for a little while. You know what I'm saying? No, I just made that up, but that do sound pretty good, right? The Bud Father. You feel me? But anyway, they been calling me all kind of shit, man, since day one. But ever since then, bro, Bud has been proving like this guy is a motherfucking beast. And that's what he is. That's pretty much all I got to say, man. If y'all want to hit me up, follow me on IG at Gross1911. Follow me on Twitter at Gross231. Just, man, overwhelming support for your boy, man. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And we're going to get this background. We're going to get these Mike on Sports banners up. And we're going to get it rocking. But until that day, man, I appreciate y'all support. Peace out. Yes, sir.